I'm too tired to to do the intro all like that. But what is going on? It's your boy Siege Reaper at the van, Aldervin. I'm back with a post marathon thoughts video. This deserves its own video just because that's how life changing this was for me. This was easily like one of the hardest things. I can't tell you. Hold on. My mom's calling. I'm thinking back to like the Niagara trip, right? When we biked all the way to Niagara. Yeah, I was drained, but yo, I didn't have active cramps during that bike ride. Like I had active cramps during this run. But let me just, I need to go like in order, right? So I watched all the footage and everything. Actually, first let's start with how long it took me. So this is my first marathon and I ran it in 4 hours, 42 minutes and 12 seconds. That's my official time. The medal looks fire. It does look fire. Come on. I'm gonna wear this, bro. I deserve to wear this during this. Nah. This shit's... Bro. It literally hurts to wear the medal. Going into the race, I just wanted to finish. When did I tear my hamstring, bro? Let's actually see. August 23rd, I tore my hammy. I tore my hammy 2 months ago, right? And for the first month, I couldn't even really walk. I was limping at work. I couldn't like pick things up from the floor. Like that first month was just me recovering. After that first month, that's when I was able to walk normally. I was able to do like hinging type movements. So anything that activates the hamstring, like for example, like a RDL, like when you're trying to pick something up from the floor. I don't know, you know how it is. When you're trying to like hinge down and grab shit, that's when you're activating your hamstring, right? But after the 1 month mark, I was able to do like those kind of movements, but I still couldn't run. I remember like I was telling you, I don't know if I told these guys, but I definitely told my dad. I went out for a 5K. Like I thought I was gonna go out for a 5K and I only was able to run 2K and then I had to walk the rest back home. And I told him like, at this rate, like I don't know how I'm gonna run a marathon. It's literally in a month. And he's like, yo, just take it one step at a time, one step at a time. So, and the thing is, in between those 2Ks and then I would have to like, and then I would wait like 3-4 days because it would take me 3-4 days just to recover from that 2K I ran, right? So I would run it and my hamstring would like pulse during the run. That's physical, but it's also mental because this hamstring injury was the worst hamstring injury I've ever gotten. I'm almost scared because I don't want to do it and then like fall and then it impacts my day-to-day life. Like when you have an injury like that and there's day-to-day activities that require you to like use your legs and you can't do it, it's like, was it really worth it? Like you gotta ask yourself that, right? I made sure that I didn't reactivate it. And throughout these 8 weeks, I went to physio every week. Every week I went to physio. It started with just like literally day-to-day activity movements. And then I didn't start reincorporating running until a month in. But then I didn't truly start running until 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, that's when I was able to do a good 5K, and then I pushed that to a 10K, and then I pushed that to a 22K, and then that's basically all the practice I did. So from the time I got injured to race day, which was yesterday, I only ran a total of like 5 to 6 good practice runs. Like good. And by saying good, it's like when I was actually able to run the distance that I set for myself. So if I'm like, I'm gonna run a 5K, I'm able to complete that 5K. A lot of the runs before that, I would say, let me do 5K and I would only be able to do 1 or 2K and then walk the rest home. So knowing that I'm coming back from an injury, I only had like 5-6 practice runs. My leg's not 100% yet. So very under prepped. All these factors, all considering all this, me finishing the marathon and actually getting this time is good. Because what did I tell my dad? I told my dad I wanted to aim for a 4:30. I thought that was realistic, and I got a 4:42. So yeah, another 12 minutes, but it was close to the goal time. It was like, overall, I didn't even know what this was gonna feel like. So going into the race, that was my whole thought. I'm like, I'm gonna do well, I'm gonna finish, and to me, finishing was me doing well. I didn't have any times in my head going in, but because these last few days I've been feeling good and my leg hasn't been giving me any problems, I'm like, you know what? Let me try holding a 5:41 pace because that's the pace that it would require to get a 4-hour marathon. So I'm like, okay, 4:41, it can't be that bad, I'm like 5:41. And the race starts. right? And I'm excited because it's my first marathon, feeling good. I'm excited. The team's there. It's like when I felt that start line was just like, it was like different, bro. I'm like, damn. And I was holding a 5:15 at the start. And it felt good to hold the 5:15. And I'm thinking back to my old self, like my pre-injury self. And I'm like, I've held like a 4:30, 4:15 pace for 10K. So holding a 5:15 for 42, this is easy. And it was for like the first 10K. All my splits then were like really good. And when I finished the half marathon at around like, it was like a 1 hour 53 minutes. So it was like an hour 50 half marathon around there, right? Definitely under 55 for sure. So like an hour 53, I believe. To me, I saw like 150 and I'm like, damn, this is like an hour 50 half marathon. Like this is gonna be insane. If I keep this up, I'm gonna like sub 4 hour marathon time. Now there's all these thoughts in my head like, okay, again, I ran like these first 20 kilometers way faster than like the 5:40 pace. I was going 5:15, 5:20 splits, bro. It was insane. And my body was like perfectly responding to me. My head was in the right place, and on top of that, my headphones are working. So I'm listening to like my playlist, the playlist I train to, the playlist that like literally I perform better while listening to certain kind of music. Everything's going well. And then around like 23, 24, 25 kilometers, around there, my headphones die. And literally when it happens, I'm thinking of like that thing from David Goggins, that quote or that interview or whatever. He's like, what the fuck happens when the headphones come off, bro? And to me, this whole time, I've never been in a situation where my headphones died and I'm just left with my thoughts. Now that's because when I'm listening to music, I always tell myself like, but even without music, I can perform. And the other thing is, on the days when I'm not listening to music at the track or whatever, I'm usually running with my friends. So I'm listening to them talk, I'm talking to them. Like, it's never just me and my thoughts. Even at the track, it's never me and my thoughts. If I start overthinking or whatever, I'll match someone else's pace and I'll just talk to them. And then it's like never just me solo, right? For an extended period of time. Especially during long runs, I'll be like, bro, I'm not doing a long run without headphones. Like, I need some company. Like, this is gonna be boring. During that time, that's also when my pace started slipping. I ran the first half of the race, 5:15, 5:20, 5:30. Now, I'm running like a 6, a 7, a 7:30, and I'm like, damn. But the only thing that was keeping me going was the fact that my average pace was so high before, so it was still like a 5:15. So now with these slower splits, it was coming to like a 5:30, 5:35, 5:40, and I'm like, okay, I'm still on track to get this 4-hour marathon, right? Maybe I'll get like a 4:10. Literally, as we're doing like 27, 28, 29, I see the pacer for the 4:10 time group literally pass me. And I'm like, damn. Okay, no worries. As long as I can see him, I'll be fine. Because I can always dust him in the end. Literally 800 meters into me thinking that, bro, I literally couldn't keep up with the guy. And then I'm like, alright. So that was a continuous pacer. I'm stopping at the water station. The walk/run pacer for the 4:10 time group. A girl, she like literally like jogs past me and I'm like, okay, I'm not letting this one go. 300 meters later, I can't keep up with her. And I'm like, damn, like this is gonna be a struggle. One of the biggest things with this race was every time you would see people coming around, you're thinking mentally like, okay, the turnaround is right there, the turnaround is right there, the turnaround is right there. No, it's not, brother. The turnaround is nowhere close. I'm running and like, I'm thinking the turnaround is there, the turnaround is there. Bro, there's like another 6, 7, 8 kilometers to the turnaround. But because you're seeing people run back, you're thinking like, oh, the turnaround is right there. No, it's not, bro. And it fucked with me psychologically. Psychologically, it messed me up. And you add the demons in my head on top of that. The demon, bro, let me get to that. As we're coming back, now I'm seeing like Abby and my little cousin Sungi. And they're like, I want to say they were like 4 minutes behind me, 5 minutes behind me. So they can't see me when we're right behind each other. They can't see me. But on the turnaround, you can see how close they are, because I know that they're not that far from the turnaround, and I know I just turned around. So to me, I'm like, damn, if I don't pick my shit up, these guys are gonna pass me. And the one thing I couldn't let happen yesterday, bro, was I couldn't let anyone from my team pass me. I'm sorry, but I had to hold the crown down in my friend group. Alright, so I'm like, whatever happened, I'm thinking like, okay, if I'm feeling tired, these guys gotta be feeling tired too. Which was the only thing that kept me going a little bit. Kilometer 30, now we're talking about cramps that I'm getting, and they're alive. The cramps, they would start in my calves right here, and it would like grab me, and I try to run through it, but the more I ran, the faster I try to run faster, and the cramp would get worse. Then the only thing to stop it was to like literally stop, and like I would have to like massage it out. I would have to like massage it out. Like, you know when you go to a massage place, literally like rubbing the knots away. She's like, this is a tight muscle, you gotta, like literally I'm doing that, bro. And it wasn't only my, bro, I would get the nastiest, it was literally the nastiest one right in my quad, right here, like near the knee. And I had to like push it, like I would literally have to push it away and then start running again. And the thing is, there was a very fine line between like stopping, massaging it, and then going, because if I didn't go in time, then I know like my legs would just freeze, and then it would be even harder to get back into the running. From kilometer 30 to kilometer 40, those 10 kilometers were the hardest kilometers of my life. The other part was, that part of the race was also the less scenic route. Like, it was just, it felt so boring. The roads are so wide, crowd got so thinned out, and even the runners got thinned out where I was running. Like, so it was just like people like, I'm watching them struggle and I'm struggling. This is when my my inside voice, like it was loud, bro. Bro, my brain was talking to me. It's like giving me reasons to stop. It's like, but yo, you're just coming back from an injury. No one's gonna say anything. Yo, like, why don't you just stop, walk, and then maybe when like my cousin or Abby or Rory, if they catch up to you, we'll just finish the race with them. It'll be more fun. Why don't you just like quit, and then like you can think of an excuse after. You can always say this happened or this happened, or like it was literally giving me like the worst reasons to stop. And it got so bad, yo, that like literally I had like I think 16 kilometers left or 15, something around there. I literally had to call my mom, and I told her like, I need words of encouragement right now. And the only time I did this before was doing the Niagara Falls bike ride, right? But I needed those, bro. I literally like, it's because I had no music, and I didn't prep my brain to actually talk positive to me during a situation like that. When things got bad, my brain just was saying stop, just stop, just stop, just stop, just stop, because there was so much to go. And I had to say like, no, stop talking to me, stop talking to me. I was having like an inner dialogue, inner fight with myself while running through the pain. Like every step I took after the 38 kilometer, bro, it would hurt my feet, it would hurt my toes, it would hurt my calves, it would hurt my quads, it would hurt my back. Everything was screaming, and I had like literally 12 kilometers left. It was insane. As I'm going, I started to take more and more goo gels and drinking more and more water, which it made me feel good in the moment, I'm not gonna lie. But it definitely was one of the reasons why I couldn't run as fast, just because while I was running after drinking 3, 4, 5 cups of water, bro, it would start moving in my belly. After a while, like even taking the gels, it didn't even help anymore because I was taking so many gels. Like I planned to take 4 gels. I took like 7 gels yesterday. It's all because everything was hurting so bad, and to me it's like, maybe if I take this gel, I won't feel like this. Nah, I felt like that, bro. I felt like that. Even though I had to rely on my mom during that part and I had to call her, I'm still happy that even after that, I was able to dominate my inside voice. Like I dominated that bitch. I swear to God, bro. Like more than winning the race, the fact that my brain was anti-me. My own brain was against me. And after like kilometer 37, 38, it just like stopped. Everything just stopped. Like I literally said it on the vlog too. I'm like, listen, you ran this much. There's 4 kilometers left. There's 5 kilometers left. How dare you think about stopping? How dare you think about stopping? You know how many times you woke up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the cold, you went running, you paid for all this physio, you went to all this physio, you missed 1 hour of work here, 1 hour of work there, just so you can come home and stretch and recover. All these videos, all the time I spent watching videos on recovering my hamstring, everything I did to prepare for this race, even though I wasn't 100%, even though it wasn't like, you know, the ideal situation to go into this race, I still gave everything I had to participate in this race. The money I spent signing up, how are you gonna throw all that away just for some temporary comfort while you have like 5 kilometers left? And when I started telling myself that, like that, the inside voice just stopped talking to me. It was like, okay. Like, what are you gonna say to that? What could you say to that? Before, I was like, maybe I should run everything with like my cousin or like one of my friends or whatever. Like, you know, whatever. After a while, I started thinking like, are you really okay with these guys catching up to you? Like, are you really gonna, like you literally went faster to get this lead. Are you really gonna be okay just blowing it? And yo, these are people I love. Like, I love these guys. They're one of the reasons why I didn't quit yesterday. The fact that I knew they were behind me, the fact that I knew they were working just as hard, I need to keep going and make sure that these guys don't pass me, because if they pass me, how am I gonna feel about that? After having such a big lead the whole time I was in front of everyone, right? If they passed me, how would I feel about that? How would I feel at the finish line? How would I feel a week after? So I told myself, like, whatever happens, bro, we're not letting anyone pass us right now. Like, anyone from my team. And another thing that demoralized me was people that I passed in kilometer 12, 13, 14, and I haven't seen them in so long. They were now smoking me in kilometers 34, 35, 36, 37. And I'm like, damn, that was huge, bro. Crossing that finish line, it was like a victory, not over just, it was a victory for myself. I dominated my inside voice. I dominated who I thought I was. Like, I dominated the guy that I thought I was. Like, I was a bitch halfway through that race. I was a bitch. Like kilometer 30, 32, 33, right? And if I didn't finish that race, it would have like permanently made me feel like a bitch because I quit. But the fact that I felt like a bitch, I had no control over my brain or my body because it was just cramping up. I had to stop. Even with my whole system working against me, my spirit, my soul literally carried me to the finish line. Which means I carried myself to the finish line, which I'm proud of. I'm proud of that. Because there was a very thin line between quitting and not quitting. And the fact that I've grown so much as a person to the point where I was able to persevere through that. Bro, there's been so many times during like cross country in grade, like when I was young, like grade 4, 5, 6, right? Where I would literally quit halfway through, as in like I would be running and then it would hurt so bad that I would stop and I would start walking, and then I would just like make up a story. I would be like, yeah, but I got injured. This. I would just make up bullshit reasons, right? And I was living a lie during that time. And then near grade 7, 8, 9, like that time, that's when I started excelling in running. So it was no longer difficult. I no longer had to quit because I was good at it. I was literally placing like top 10. Even during like the 10K races so far, the 8Ks that we've done, even during those races, I did well because I prepped for those distances. I was at my best. So during those races, I didn't have any of these thoughts. I just knew I could do it. Why would I think I can't do it when I ran 10K, right? But during this marathon, I've never done this distance. It was physically challenging, mentally, physically, spiritually, every way possible. It took everything I had, bro. I had to give like 120% yesterday just to cross, right? And I left like nothing in the tank. Like there was nothing left. If you told me like, could you have ran another 5K? I probably could have. Just because I wouldn't come that far and not be able to run 5K if that's what it meant, like to finish. But did I have anything else to give? Could I have sprinted to the finish? Hell no, bro. Hell no. That pace that I gave to the finish line, that was everything I had. And it was still slow, but I don't give a shit. I gave it all I had, yo, and it feels good. It feels good knowing that I tried my best. I completed the main goal. Yeah, just gonna have to come back stronger. And this is a very good learning lesson. Gonna bounce back stronger. But I'm really happy that everyone's feeling like happy that they finished, but no one's content with the result. That's the mindset that's gonna take us from this kind of timing, like for me, like a 4:40 marathon, to my next marathon. I'm literally gonna be aiming like sub 4 hours. So next marathon prep, probably gonna be the Ottawa marathon. Let me just say sub 4 hours. Okay, I'm gonna train for a sub 4 hour marathon for the next one. We'll see if I can even make that at 3:50. That's even better. But I'm gonna give it all I got. Now I know how much work that needs to be put in to actually excel in a race like this. And I'm motivated, yo. I'm motivated. I'm really happy that I feel like this, and I'm happy that my team feels like this, because if they're gonna push forward, that's gonna make me push forward, and it's just good. Like, I'm never gonna let any of these motherfuckers ever beat me, and if they do, I'll come back stronger. But I'm never letting them beat me. I'm gonna hold this crown. I'm gonna hold this crown. That's like, and I know these guys are gonna be training hard now. I know they're gonna be training hard, but that just means I'm gonna get even better. I'm gonna get even better, like, right? So let's go, bro. And to everyone from my team, good fucking work, guys. Good fucking work. You guys made me proud. You guys made me proud. Like, especially, like, I only saw like Rory, Sungi, and Abby like on the turns, and no one was like cruising through it. Everyone was working their hardest, and it made me happy. Those moments when I saw them and they were working hard, those are the moments when I started pushing my pace a little bit more. Just one, to keep the distance, but two, because if they're working hard, how could I be slacking, right? Thank you guys for watching this video. You're gonna get way more videos about the training, the next step, all these things. It's gonna come. So subscribe if you're new. Like up the video. If you haven't seen the marathon video should already be up before I post it, so go watch that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Sea Dreeper signing out. Peace out, guys. Bye.